When you involve in any business, there are three factors where you must really look into. First is whether there's a risk involved, or whether you can do it or not, whether you can make money or not. This is one of the huge factor you have to look into. And the second is whether the business model is compounding or not. Later I will explain you what is compounding. Next, any business you do should have a leverage factor. You need to know whether you can leverage your business or not. So we'll talk about these three factors in this section. So let me explain you. According to Robert T. Kiyosaki, the financial specialist of Donald Trump, he explains in his cash flow quadrant book something called ESBI. E stands for employees, S stands for self-employment, and B stands for business, or maybe big business, and I stands for investors. So just think about E, category E. When you are in E, there is a boss. And the time you work, your salary, the dress you wear, the vacations you take, even the time you take your lunch, or maybe how much hard do you have to work, everything is 100% dependent on your boss, right? And these are the people who are working from 9 to 5 p.m. starting from 9 a.m. and work until 5 p.m. And doing a job has a huge risk. Why? If your boss can find somebody who is faster than you, who is more reliable than you, who is more smarter than you, who can do the work better than you, you are going to lose your job. That person is going to get your position and you are going to get fired. So some of you don't like staying in this position, right? So you decide that you want to have some freedom. So you move from E to S. S stands for self-employment, which means you might be having your own business, maybe a shop, right? Maybe a small shop or maybe a salon, right? Let's say you have a salon and you earn, let's say, $10 per hour. Okay, so if you earn $10 per hour and let's say you work for maximum 15 hours a day, right? You might make maximum of $150 US. Can you increase this income? No, you can't, right? So most probably a shop or a salon, this is a business of a family. This is a family business, right? You don't have a lot of employees there, right? So some of you reach here, okay, work hard here, work very, very hard here, and then maybe you feel again tired because why? You have to start working from maybe 6 a.m., right? And then you work up to 10 p.m. sometimes 12 midnight, right? Okay, so there is also a huge risk. Why? This is your own family business, right? You might be having a shop so that you have an investment, right? You buy a lot of products and you are trying to sell something, right? If you can't sell enough, you might fail here, right? Okay, so there's a risk. So some of you reach here, fail in this category and going back again to employment. But few of you make it through and build the business bigger and bigger and move from S to B. So B stands for big business. Anything in this category B must have minimum of 500 employees. That is a big business, right? So let's say there are 500 employees and each employee makes $10 an hour. Okay, so that let's say each employee gonna work, let's say 10 hours per day. So you're gonna be making $50,000 a day. Okay, so let's say in a month you make how much? 50,000 into 30. You're gonna be making $1.5 million, right? So you make $1.5 million from 500 employees. Let's say you spend about $500,000, okay, to pay off the salaries. Okay, so you have left off with $1 million. So do you see how much more money you can make by reaching this category, big business? But still there's a very huge risk. Why? Out of 100 businesses starting, after 5 years, okay, 99 of them fail. So what are the chances of you making it to 1% and being successful in this B category? What are the chances? Very less, right? So apart from that, do you have millions of dollars? to start a business, big business? Do you have this much of money? Millions of dollars to start a business? Do you have? You don't. So you don't have enough capital to start a big business, and also there's a huge risk. Because of this, the chances of you coming into this category is almost 0%, right? Some of the people reaching here make it great, right? And they move to this investor side, and some others move from B to E directly, or some of them go back to S category, right? So the people who reach I, these are the people make money from money, right? These are the people who own huge real estate. They own shopping malls. Just imagine somebody here having a shopping mall, okay, which, let's say, 5-story shopping mall, okay, 5-story shopping mall, okay, and each story has 100 shops, okay, so altogether 500 shops, and each shop giving him, let's say, $1,000 per shop. Let's say he's getting around $1,000 into 500, so let's say about $500,000 a month doing nothing, right? They just need to go and collect the money end of the month, right? So that is the power of being an investor, right? So when it comes to investing, these are the people who make money from money, right? So here, to start an investment, right, to become an investor, right, you need a lot of money, right, in a billion scale, right? So you can't become an investor also, right? If you want to become an investor, you should start from E, move to S, and then slowly move to B, and then to I. So what I want to tell you here is that 90% of the people in this world are in this side. When I talk about this, you already understand what I am talking, right? These are the people. And 5% of the people in this world are in this side. 5%. And if I talk about money, 5% of the money in this world are in this side, and 90% of the money are in this side. Interesting, right? These 95% of the people are fighting for this 5% of money, right? That's why you have to run and win other people, right? You have to become the best employee in your organization, right? That's why, right? Because you are in this 90% and you need to fight for this 5%, right? And the people in this side, 5% of the people, okay, got 95% of the money, right? So these people own cars, luxury vehicles, right? They are having all these dream vacations. They are traveling around the world, right? These people are the people who spend the most beautiful life, right? So today, I'm going to explain you about a business opportunity where you can move from left to right within 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years. How? That's what I'm going to discuss with you. And the business I'm going to discuss with you does not have any risk. 0 risk. Okay, first factor. The second factor is you don't need to have a knowledge to start. Okay, but you need knowledge to become successful. You can take knowledge while you are working. You don't need the knowledge from the day one, right? You can take knowledge while you are working and while you are growing a business. And the third factor is that you are not going to invest any money. You are not going to invest, right? You are not going to invest any money on this business model. It is never an investment. Okay? So if there is a business where you can move from left to right in 3 to 5 years, where there is no risk, no requirement of knowledge in the beginning, but you have to take knowledge while we are building the business, and no investment. If there's a business like that, if there's any business model like this, do you think you will be interested to look into this business model? So I explained to you about this factor. There's no risk, right? The money can be easily earned, right? And there is no investment, so there is no worries, right? No risk because there is no investment, right? Okay, so let's go to the second factor, compounding. Let's say I offer you 2 job options. Okay, let's say you apply for a job, and then after going through the interview, after going through all your certifications and everything, you get qualified, and at the interview I'm going to offer you 2 options. 2 options to choose which method you are going to get paid, right? So option 1, I give you, or let's say option A, and this one option B, okay? Let's say option A and B, okay? Option A, I give you 100,000 US dollars on the first day, and then second day, again 100,000 US dollars. Third day, again 100,000 US dollars. Like this, I pay for 30 days. Just 30 days, okay? So this contract will be just only for 30 days. Here also 30 days. So there are two options. And tell me which one you are going to select. So option number 1, $100,000 per day for 30 days. Option number 2, first day you get $0.01. Not $1, okay? $0.01. Second day $0.02. Third day 0.04. Fourth day 0.08. Fifth day 0.16. As you can see, 0.01 become 0.02. We double the amount, right? We multiply it by 2, right? And this amount also multiply by 2. This amount also multiply by 2, right? This amount also multiply by 2, right? Multiply by 2. So next will be 0.32. Very small amounts, okay? So here also you get paid for 30 days. So out of these two options, which option you will select? Take your time, think and comment in this video which option you will select. So according to my past experience, almost 99% of the people choose this side, and very rarely somebody chose this side. Okay, and obviously when you look at these both sides, you feel that yes, you can make a lot of money here. If I calculate, it is going to be about 3 million here, $3 million, right? 100,000 a day. If you add up to 30 days, it is going to be 3 million. So here in the right side, option number B, if I add up that whole total, okay, so I'm not going to do calculation here, you can do it manually at your home. If I add the total, the last day only itself, it will be about 5 million here. So if I add up the total, it is going to be $10 million. So do you see the difference? 3 million in the left and 5 million in the right. So this is the difference of choosing this side, right? So now after seeing these results, you are obviously going to select option B, right? But in the beginning, when you look at these two options, you felt that yes, if I earn money like this, I can make more, right? Okay. So in the job, you get paid like this. Your income is like this. Maybe when you get a raise, maybe you get a promotion, your income goes a little bit up, and then again the same. You get another promotion, your income will grow a little bit, right? But the business I'm going to discuss with you today, your income will grow exponentially like this. Once Albert Einstein said, if something in this world is growing exponentially like this, it will never collapse. It will only grow beyond your imagination. So that's what's happening here, right? You never imagined that you can make this much of money, right? Right? And as a total, $10 million in 30 days. You never imagined that, right? So if something is growing exponentially, that will grow beyond your imagination. That's what said by Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientists of all time. So this is what we call compounding growth, right? Your income will grow in a compounding manner, right? So, okay. So the business I'm going to discuss with you today, your income will also grow in a compounding way. So are you interested to look into such a business where you can grow your income in a compounding manner? Are you interested? Of course, yes, right? Okay. So we'll go forward. Leverage. If you start a business, it is going to be your business, right? If you open a shop, let's say you open a shop, who is responsible for the success of the shop? You, right? It's your shop, right? It's only you, right? Or maybe your family. That's it, right? Products you bring, you sell. Everything you bring, you sell, right? So there is no leverage. That means nobody else is going to help you to grow your business. It's only you and you and you and you, or maybe maximum your kids and your family. That's it. Only them. Those are the only people who care about the income generated from this shop. So let's say something goes wrong. and you bankrupt. What is going to happen to your shop? It is going to disappear, right? And you are going to fail, right? So there's a huge risk involved in starting a shop. Why? Because if you fail, you lose all your money. There's a huge risk. Now I want to introduce this word leverage. So I'm going to explain leverage by applying it into a business, okay? So let's say KFC in your city, okay? It has a lot of outlets like this, okay? I do like boxes, okay? So it will be easy for me, right? There are a lot of branches everywhere in every city, right? Now, let's say something goes wrong in this branch, okay? So you lose all the money from this branch, and then you have to shut down this branch due to some problem you face. But do you think something will get affected? Do you think your income will get affected? Hell no, right? Why? Because you have a lot of other branches, right? You will be making, if this is you will be making money from all of these branches, right? If you are the owner of this franchise, right? If you are the owner of this business model, you will be making money, right? You only lose money from this particular branch. That's it, right? So this is the power of leverage. Because of leverage, your risk factor goes massively down, right? Your risk goes down, right? It's not like here, right? Here you lose, you're done. But because of leverage here, you are having one problem at one shop. Let's say there's a bomb here, right? Bomb blast and you lose your whole shop, right? And you have to pay money and renovate it, right? You become a loser in this shop, right? But do you have to care? No, you are getting a huge income from all other shops, right? That is the fact of leverage. So now I want to explain you. I'm about to explain you about a business model where you have 100% leverage, right? Because of 100% leverage, let me repeat again for the third time. Because of 100% leverage, you don't have any risk. You understand? Right. So, are you interested to understand about a business model where there is no risk and there is 100% compounding and there is 100% leverage? Are you interested? Are you interested? The answer is yes. There are three ways where the products and services are being sold in this world. First is called retail. Second is called direct selling. And the third is called network marketing. Have you ever heard of these three terms? Okay, let me explain you. Retail means the customer goes to a shop and buy a product. In retail, customer goes to the seller, right? And in direct selling, the seller goes to the customer and sells the product. Have you seen people working from home to home and trying to sell something? That is called direct selling. Same way, have you seen insurance companies going from home to home and trying to convince the family to go for their insurance package? Have you seen that? That is also coming under this direct selling category, right? And the third way is called network marketing. In network marketing, direct selling also happening inside. For example, there will be a customer buying a product from a direct selling company, okay, and then he become a partner for direct selling company, and then he gets a chance to recommend the products and services of this company. So he goes and recommends a product or a service to another customer, so that because of his recommendation, this customer pays money to this company and buying a product or a service, right? So this is also called direct selling. But when this customer become a distributor here, and when he goes and recommend another product to another customer, and when he bought a product from this company, what happens? Still this person makes money. Because of that, it is called network marketing. So let me explain network marketing in a proper way. where you're going to understand it very clearly. Let's say you buy a TV for, let's say, $1,000. Okay, and then if I ask you a question, how much do you think it costs for this television company, TV company, to produce this TV? How much it costs? Okay, so this TV company, when they manufacture thousands of TVs at a time, they cut down the cost and they manage to produce a TV with a budget of $200. So most of the electronic products in this world are being sold for a 1:5 ratio, right? Their production cost is almost 1 and the selling price is 5. At same way, $200 production cost and $1,000 selling cost. So what happened to the money in between? So there are a lot of middlemen, sellers, wholesalers, distributors, warehouse, tax, right? Shipping services, right? And in each level, they also keep a profit margin, right? So there are a lot of middlemen who takes a profit, right? And apart from that, there is about 60% of money which goes to advertisements, which we call marketing budget. So who will be getting this money? Media. When we call media, this money goes to TV channels, newspapers, Facebook, maybe Google Ads, right? So many places, right? And most of this portion goes to celebrities who promote the products and services, right? So in network marketing, what do? We save this budget of marketing and advertisement. We don't spend this on any advertisement, right? And also we cut off most of these middlemen and we distribute this money among independent representatives. And when this person refer a product or a service to another person, he also become an independent representative or an independent distributor, and he also gets the chances of doing the same thing. When he goes and refer a product or service to somebody else, he also makes some money. And when this happens, this person also makes some money through a compensation plan, as I explained in this situation, right? So all this money saved being distributed among these distributors who go and talk to other people and refer products and services of this company, right? So this is how in network marketing you make money. Did you get my point? So let me ask you one question. If somebody is making money in this way, cutting off this middleman and cutting off this media, cutting off the money spent on advertisements and marketing, if somebody is making this money, is it something legal or not? Right? I hope you have common sense and it's very clear to understand that this process is very legal. Like, why don't we share this money among us instead of giving this to celebrities, newspapers, all these television channels and Facebook and Google, right? Why should we do that, right? Instead of doing that, we can share it among us, right? So I hope you understand this is a very legal concept which is called network marketing. Let's go further. So now let me introduce you to a company called QI Group of Companies based on Hong Kong and Malaysia. This company was started in 1998. This company has two major sub-companies, one is called QNet and the other one is called the V. The V is for training the networkers, training the distributors how to sell products and services to more and more customers and build a team. So this is a training platform. And QNet is the network marketing branch, the company. And the V does training for these distributors of QNet. So QNet has spread over 200 countries globally and it has 22 million distributors globally. So out of these 200 plus countries, there are offices over 50 countries globally. So QNet, if I talk about QNet, it has a huge credibility. And if I tell you about the sponsorships it has been doing since 1998, QNet is a sponsor of the football team called Manchester City. And it has been sponsoring Beijing Olympics. Okay. And it has a partnership with Formula 1. F1, you know, F1 car race. So it has its own team called Marussia Racing Team, which is owned by Richard Branson, one of the billionaire who owns the Virgin Airlines. If I continue talking about the sponsorships QNet has done, I can go the whole day, right? So I'll stop here for a while and I'll tell you about the partnerships QNet has since 1998. QNet is partnered with Olympic Council. QNet is partnered with United Nations. I hope you can trust United Nations, right? QNet is partnered with FIFA, and there are 100 other different partnerships globally. So this is enough for you to make a conscious decision, and you can definitely trust such a company which has partnered with so many great organizations around the world, right? So let me tell you one more thing. For a direct selling company or a network marketing company to become legal, to become legitimate, it must be registered in the World Federation of Direct Selling Association. So QNet is partnered with World Federation of Direct Selling Association. So under this, there are so many other direct selling associations, local direct selling associations like Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, right? Dubai. There are a lot of local direct selling associations in different countries to check the legality on those countries, right? So QNet is registered in most of these direct selling associations globally and mainly registered in WFDA. So this is a network marketing company which you can really trust and make a serious decision to become a distributor and earn a legitimate income, and eventually if you do it serious, you can also become financially free. Like any other organization selling products and services, in QNet we also have a range of products and services. So we categorize all these products and services into number 1, home care. Under home care, we have few water filters, air purifiers, and few other products which is useful for your home. And the second category is called luxury. So under this luxury category, we have watches, luxury Swiss made watches, and jewelries. And the third category, education. Under education, we have a range of online courses which you can purchase through our QNet website. And the next category goes to holidays. Under this category, we have several types of travel packages. One is called the Trip Saver. Another one is called QVI Club Vacation Membership, and then Q Breaks. Right? So these are few different types of travel packages. So if I talk to you about this Trip Saver, I guarantee that this is the cheapest online hotel booking platform in the world. So all these 3 packages are very attractive, and if you go through in detail, you will understand how profitable to purchase any of these 3. Right? And the next category, 5, is called energy. So this category, we have few energy products. One of them is called Chi Pendant and Biodisc, and few more energy products. So all these energy products are enhancing your energy levels when you are wearing and when you are using these products. So now I just gave you an idea about what are the products and services available in QNet for you to purchase, right? So can I know what is that one category you really like the most? Is it home care, luxury, education, holiday, or energy? So guys, when you ask this question from anyone, they'll be giving you maybe home care or maybe luxury or education, holiday or anything, right? Energy or anything. right? So it is required for you to know what he really likes, right? If somebody explains about luxury, then it is required for you to explain all the watches and jewelry which is available, right? So before you go in detail about watches or jewelries, make sure which one they choose, whether they are watches or jewelries. If they choose watches, okay, then you need to go in detail about watches. What are the types of watches we have? Simier, right? And then BH Meyer, right? Like that, we have a range of watches, right? So until and unless they choose one stream, a category, right, you no need to go in detail. You can just give a brief idea, right? So when you bought a product from QNet or a service from QNet, you get a tracking center with that product or the service. So in this tracking center, there is a left and there is also a right. When you have 3000 BV of points in left and 3000 BV of points in right, you get paid $200 if you are in the bronze rank, $225 if you are in silver rank, $250 if you are in gold rank, $265 if you are in sapphire rank, $275 if you are in platinum rank, and $300 if you are in diamond rank. Not only that, $325 if you are in blue diamond rank. So you might be wondering, what is this BV, right? In my previous video, I explained you about QNet products and services, right? The greatest products and services of QNet. So for each product and services, we have a point system called business volume, which is called BV. So this BV starts from 500 BV and it goes up to 21,000 BV. So the products which is 500 BV is around $400. So I can't exactly say how much, around 400. Can be little bit less or maybe little bit more than $400. And then the products which is 21,000 BV costs around 14 to 15,000 US dollars, right? So you can buy any of these products starting from 500 up to 21,000 BV, right? So this way, when you have products and services getting sold in your left 3000 BV and in your right 3000 BV, you get paid 200 if you are in bronze rank, 225 if you are in silver, 250 if you are in gold, 265 if you are in sapphire, 275 if you are in platinum, 300 if you are in diamond, and 325 if you are in blue diamond rank. So this way QNet pays you money. So let me tell you a story. I bought a product from QNet. I bought a travel package which is equal to 3000 BV. So with this travel package, QNet gave me access to log into our www.qnet.net portal. So I got a username and a password. So I logged into my account with the username and password, and there is a left and a right. What did I do first? I refer QNet products and services, and I explain the potential of building a business and how much more money you can make to my father. So my father bought a group of products which is equal to 3000 BV. At the same time, I explained the business to my brother. He also bought products and services which is equal to 3000 BV. And then I made a commission called direct selling commission or direct sales commission, because these two people directly came through me, right? Because of that, QNet paid me something called a direct sales commission, which is equal to $100 per person, right? So for two people, I made $200 as my initial commission, right? And then what my father did, my father felt good with the products and services, and also he understood this business plan, so he immediately referred my mother. My mom also bought 3000 BV of products and services, right? And then he right away explained this business together with me to uncle. So uncle also bought products 3000 BV worth. And then my brother referred this business to my brother's wife. She also bought 3000 BV valued products. And then my brother referred this business to his friend. He also bought 3000 BV valued products and services, right? So if I am doing this business only for these direct sale commissions, right, every time I will have to do direct sales, right? That means every time I will have to refer more and more products to people, right? But as I guide my father to build his business, and as I guide my brother to build his business, right, as I supported these two people to make money, what did they do? They believed in this business, so they referred to their circle of influence. My father believed in the business and he referred this business to his circle of influence, including mother and uncle. So later my mother believed in the business, so that she referred this business to her circle of influence. And my uncle believed in the business, so he started referring to his circle of influence, right? So my brother's wife started referring products and services to her circle of influence, right? So later my brother's friend started referring products and services to his circle of influence. So this way, this network started to grow, right? So I'll explain you. Initially, QNet also paid something called a group sales commission. I told you initially, I don't like to do a lot of direct sales, right? I already did 2 direct sales, right? So with these 2 people, I'm able to build the network. So initially, QNet paid me 2 direct referral commissions, which is $200. So after that, whatever I'm going to earn will be group sales commissions, right? So after that, I have decided to help my brother and father, so that through them, I can build the network, so that I can earn a group sales commission, which is when I had 3000 BV in the left, as I explained in the previous slide, like this, right? As I had 3000 BV in my left, okay, and 3000 BV in the right, initially when I had my father and my brother, right, I got paid $225 as I was in the silver rank from the beginning, because I signed up 2 people with 3000 BV, right? So I advanced rank from bronze to silver by doing 2 direct referrals and buying 50 RSP of points, right? That you will later understand about rank advancement, but initially I was able to go to the silver rank. So I made $225 commission when I had my father in the left and brother in the right. And then I already made money from that. And from this PV also, I already made money, right? So then next, when my brother found wife and friend, and when my father found mom and uncle, I had 6000 BV in my left and 6000 BV in my right. So this way, in this step, I made $450 of step commission. So by having a team of 3 in the left and 3 in the right, everyone signing up with 3000 BV, I made 450 plus 225 plus 200, which is equal to $875, which is almost a salary of an engineer, right? So this is the plan, and this is how it worked out for me. And I believe if you also do the same, starting with you and then with your circle of influence and referring it to the people you really love, right? And then explaining them about the business opportunity and making them believe in this business, and then helping them to realize that they should also refer into their circle of influence. And then this way you can grow this business to a huge level and you can take a huge passive income after a few years. Tell me 4 things, 4 dreams which you really want to achieve in your life, right? What are the 4 major important things, most important things in your life which you want to achieve? So I go through his dreams, right? And somehow I take at least 4 very important things in his life. So mostly he will be coming up with if he's not serious about his dreams, he will somehow come up with at least something like a car or maybe a house, right? Or maybe he wants to travel around the world, right? He will at least explain you what he wants to do in his life, and maybe do some charity, okay, something. And then we discuss about some numbers, how much you want to spend for that. So in this situation, we also explained him saying that, Mr. Prospect, just think, okay, just think and imagine that I have given you a credit card with a bank account number, okay, right, and all these card details, right, where there is no limit. There is no limit in this card. That means you are richer than the Bill Gates, right? You are the most richest person. There is no limit. You can purchase anything from anywhere. This card can be used anywhere in this world, right? You can purchase anything. So don't ever think about your real situation right now. Think that you are the richest person in this world. So while thinking like that, tell me which car you will buy. And he will give big numbers, right? Some of them might say, okay, I want a car for around $1 million. Okay, and then house, maybe $2 million. House with a swimming pool and a very beautiful house. And then wants to spend around $500,000 for travel and maybe for charity. Okay, maybe another $1 million for charity, right? These numbers you take from him, right? Because he has to give his real numbers and you have to go in detail which car. Lamborghini maybe, right? Lamborghini may be a new Ferrari, right? Maybe house, what type of house? And then travel, where do you want to travel? Just go on a detailed discussion so that you're going to know where he wants to travel, right? Same with charity, how much you want to spend on what, right? Okay, so you go through this discussion and get to know about his dreams and put the final number. So in this situation here, it is going to be 2, 3, 4, 4.5 million US dollars. And ask him, what if there's a way where you can really make this money, right? And look at his face. And then he gonna say, yeah, it's very great if I can earn this money, right? To achieve these dreams, right? And then you should ask the next question. By doing what you are doing right now, that means your job or maybe your self-employed business, right? Right? Do you think you can achieve any of these things? The answer is no. So that means you need to do something, right? Yes. The answer is yes. He gonna say yes, right? So let me explain you very clearly how you can really achieve these numbers and go for your dream car, dream house and dream travel plan and do the charity as you want, spending this much of money and earn this much of money to spend all of this, right? If I show you a plan, a method, okay, to earn this money really, are you going to take it serious right now? The answer is probably going to be yes and yes and yes, right? So let me show you how you can really achieve your dreams. Let's say this is you. You must be very happy. Why? You are going to achieve all your dreams. Let's put a cap also. Nice. So you have your left and right. So let's say together with me, like I showed you this plan, like I explained you from A to Z. Together you and me go and explain this business to 2 of your friends, 1 and 2, right? So I will help you to explain everything as I am explaining to you right now, right? So let me ask you one question. To explain this business to 2 people, or let's say more people, and get 2 people say yes and start this business with you, how long will it take for you? How many days you think it will take for 2 people to say yes? I will give you 2 months, okay? 1 for this person and 1 for this person. 2 months. So the timeline will be in months. And then you, this person and me, 3 of us will together help this person to find his 2 downlines, right? And then together with you, me and this person will again help this person to find his 2. So we'll again give 2 months for this person to find 2 and again 2 months for this person to find 2. So both of them will find this 4 in another 2 months. So total for you will be 4 months. Same way, 2 become 4, right? And then 4 become 8. And if I consider the time, it will be 6 months, 8 months. Each level will take 2 months to find their 2, right? So 2 months is simple, right? Because most of these people will find their 2 in maybe a week or maybe 2 weeks, not more than that. Some of them will find their 2 in 2 days, in 48 hours. So thinking that there are some people who will take more time and they are very slow, thinking like that, we will keep 2 months for every level. Okay? Fair enough, right? Okay. So when it gets 10 months, this 8 becomes 16, again 16, and then 32, 32, 64, 64, 128, 128, 256, 256, 512, 512. The number of months 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and when it becomes 22, you will have a team of 1024 in your left and 1024 in your right. So let's say approximately you take about 2 years to make this happen. Okay? So in 2 years, 22 months is almost 2 years, right? In 2 years, you have a team of 2000 people, almost 2000 people in your left and 2000 people in your right. So let's see, when your team is growing like this, how much money you make. So when you have two, one in the left and one in the right, each with 3000 BV, okay, you make $250 US plus your direct referral commission about $200, as I explained in the previous section, which is plan, right? P4 plan, right? So in your second level, you will be making $500 US as a group sale commission, and then $1000 US, $2000 US, $4000 US, $8000 US, $16,000 US, $32,000 US, $64,000 US, $128,000 US. And in the next level, you will make $256,000 US. Right? No, it's not possible. Okay? Because there's something called a max out. QNet can pay you only up to $60,000 US a month. Okay, this is the maximum commission QNet can pay you when you are in the gold rank. Okay, so I assume from the beginning you are in the gold rank, because qualifying into gold rank is very simple. Okay, so right now you don't need to think about how to qualify to the gold rank. In the process you will learn. Okay, $60,000 US a month. So we had periods of 2 months, right? So maximum how much you can earn? 120. So in this level you can't make 128,000. You can make a maximum of 120,000 US, right? In this level cannot earn this much. You can earn only 120,000 US as a max out. So from here you will be keep maxing out, right? So I want to tell you 2 factors which are the most important factors in this plan, in this business opportunity. When you make $64,000 US, okay, do you remember these 2 people? First 2 people who believed in you and said yes to you. These 2 people will be making $32,000 US when you make 64,000, right? If you can't help this person and help this person to make 32,000, you can't make 64,000, right? So when these 2 people making 32,000, when you make 64,000, right? At the same time, these 4 people, 2 and 2, will be earning 16,000 each. And then these 4 plus 4, 8 people will be earning $8,000 US each, right? And then 8 plus 8, these 16 people will be earning $4,000 US. This 32 will be earning $2,000 US each. This 32 plus 32, 64 will be earning $1,000 each. This 64 will be earning $500 each. So you understand? Okay. So these people will be earning $250 US each. So you understand how this plan works, right? So in the next level, when you earn $120,000 US, right? When you max out, then this level will be earning $250 US. So in the next level, when you still keep maxing out, right? $120,000 US, yeah, these people will also start earning $250 US, right? So every time you go up by helping your people, without your downline earning money, you can't earn money. So this is the only business opportunity where you can make money by helping somebody else. And that is one of the strong points which I wanted to convey you. Other than that, there's one more very strong point, which is called, when you sign up with QNet, you have to input a name called a beneficiary. Okay, so you probably put maybe your daughter, right, or maybe your son, right? And if you are not married and if you don't have kids, you can still put your mother's name, or maybe your relative's name, or maybe your cousin's name, right? And later you can change when you become a family, right? So what it means by this word beneficiary, Once you build this network and once you leave this world, okay, the person in this position where you input as beneficiary, right, this person will own this tracking center. You understand? This person will be the owner of this tracking center. So this business is not only about you. This business is also about your next generation. You build it. You build a strong team. Okay? You build a strong team so that your next generation will benefit from this business. You can leave this world never worrying about your next generation with a lot of peace in your mind. Let's say you start a traditional business spending 1 million US dollars. Right? So in a traditional business, as I explained you in the first section, right? So do you remember in a traditional business I told you in the beginning that only about 1% of the businesses succeed, right? And 99% of the businesses fail. So out of these 1% of the businesses which is succeeding, they take about 5 years to reach the break even. Let me explain you what is break even means. Break even means reaching a point where you get back your investment, which means you have invested $1 million and after 5 years you got your money back, right? You got your money back, which means this business took 5 years to get its investment back, right? So after 5 years, what is the profit? There is no profit, zero, right? So let's say we are also going to start a business now, right? Okay, to get 1 million US dollars back after 5 years of really hard work, right? How much do we have to invest? So I'll explain you again. In a traditional business, if you have an investment of $1 million and if you come into this 1%, right, which is very rare, if you get into this 1%, in 5 years, you can reach the break even, which means you can get your money back, right? Same way, I am about to tell you about our business opportunity, QNet, right? To this business with QNet, okay, to get 1 million US dollars after 5 years, after 5 years of hard work, right? How much do you have to invest? How much is it? If you compare it with a traditional business, if it is also a traditional business, QNet is also a traditional business, how much you have to spend? Same as a traditional business, right? $1 million, right? Right? No, it's not a traditional business. You don't have to spend that much of money. You can spend as little as 2,000 US dollars. Okay, this can be down or also up. So the lesser it is, the lesser the benefits, but the more it is, the more the benefits, right? So you can spend something around 2,000 US dollars. So with this 2,000 US dollars you spend, you have a huge potential of making 1 million US dollars after 5 years of very hard work. And it is not just investing this money, right? This money is spent on products or services. So you don't lose anything. You buy a product or a group of products, or maybe a service or a group of services, right? So you'll be making money while you are consuming this product. Not only that, with this product you are purchasing, you get a chance to build a business for 2 generations. So I hope when you look at these two, right, how risky it is to start a traditional business, right? You need to work very hard after investing $1 million, and you need to get into this 1% with a huge risk, right? And then only if you are succeeding and if you are getting into this 1%, then only you can get this $1 million back, right? Still there is no profit. You need to work harder and go few more years to get profits, right? This is also only by getting into this 1% of succeeding businesses, right? But in QNet, there is no risk. Why? This 2,000 US dollars you spend, you will be spending on very awesome a group of products that you will be using, which you will be loving. And with this product, where you spend $2,000, right? You get a chance, you get an opportunity to practice and also to recommend products and services to others and build a network, build a team, and eventually make $1 million. And this $1 million will be a complete profit. Here, the $1 million is just covering the money you have spent, right? Just reaching the break even, right? But here, it is going to be a huge profit. And I hope you understood the potential of this business, right? And with this potential, even it is 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 US dollars, or maybe 15,000 US dollars, also still fine to spend on this business opportunity, because there is no risk. You get a product or a service for what you are paying, and you have a huge opportunity to become a US dollar millionaire.